Oh, it's time for class.
Class is in session!
Roll call! Bueller?
I'm gonna be late for class.
Bueller?
Am I hallucinating here? Just what in the hell do you think you're doing?
Late for shows.
You are mine now. You belong to me.
Did you study for the test?
No more complaining. No more Mr. Kimblett to go to the bathroom. Nothing. There is no bathroom.
Hello, classmates. Welcome to another episode of Middle Class Film Class Movie Review Edition. I'm your host for today, Pete.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Joseph.
And today we're going to be watching a movie that was chosen by a Patreon member from the Wheel of Destiny. Today we're watching Flypaper.
Thanks for choosing Credit International. How may I help you?
Change for 100.
Absolutely. Is there anything else I can do for you today, sir?
You're about to be robbed.
Huh?
It's a robbery!
Hey, what do you think you're doing here? What's it look like, man? We're robbing the bank.
You're here for the vaults, right? You guys said something about the ATM?
Maybe.
So then, what's the problem?
Are you seriously suggesting that we rob the same bank?
Yeah. Why not?
This guy's nuts.
All right, this bank opens at 5 a.m. By that time, my colleagues and I will be long gone.
You will not try to escape. You will not make noise.
This is the most pathetic group of hostages I've ever seen.
Already we're behind schedule. Our number 3 guy, Lancelot, is a psycho. We got 2 hillbillies in the lobby playing with weapons-grade plastic explosives.
How many banks have you robbed?
Like dozens.
Yeah?
What are you doing?
I'm looking for the layout.
Did you not hear the part where they said they would kill us?
Oh my god, you like me?
I do not like you. Oh my god, I don't like you.
I really didn't think I had a shot.
It's like extra sad when a hot chick dies. When an ugly chick dies, their life probably sucked anyway, so it's no big deal.
Somebody murdered her, and they're gonna kill again soon.
Did you murder the hot chick?
No, we didn't, and I suppose you wankers didn't either, right?
Nope.
What is happening?
There's only one possibility. This isn't a bank robbery. This is an organized ambush.
Oh, come on.
If they want to kill us, we kill them first.
Cool plan.
We're never gonna get out of this bank alive.
What? 8,000 things going on in my mind right now, and I have to think about the kids too? Are you kidding me?
Please don't kill me on the toilet.
Stop my little girl some braces. $9 grand a pop. No. And they call us criminals. We should have been dentists.
Flypaper from 2011, directed by Rob Minkoff. The name probably doesn't ring a bell, but he's directed a movie that I guarantee you guys have all seen, The Lion King. The original.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the 1994 is The Lion King.
Wow.
Also, Stewart Little 2, The Haunted Mansion from 2003 with Eddie Murphy. The Forbidden Kingdom, Flypaper, Mr. Peabody and Sherman, and Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank in 2022.
And one episode of Leverage.
Yeah. So this is also written by the writing duo of John Lucas and Scott Moore, who most famously are the writers for The Hangover.
Oh, really?
They also did 21 and Over, A Bad Mom's Christmas, and Jexi most recently.
Jexi?
Jexi, Jexi. Never heard of it. Don't know it.
Lexi combined with Jess.
Yeah. This is starring Patrick Dempsey as Trip, Ashley Judd as Caitlin, the teller, Tim Blake Nelson as Peanut Butter, Mekhi Phifer as Darian, Matt Ryan as Gates, Jeffrey Tambor as the bank manager, Gordon Blythe, John Ventimiglia as Weinstein, Pruitt Taylor Vince as Jelly, and a bunch of other people. Rob Hubel's in this, Octavia Spencer's in this. Who is the...
Adrian Martinez.
Yeah, Adrian Martinez, Mr. Clean, his character. That's the only name he's given.
Yeah.
They call me Mr. Clean. Rob Bolton, James Dumont. So a bunch of people who you've probably recognized. Some people you may not know the name of, but it's a pretty fun caper of a movie. It's like an action, clever caper sort of movie, and it's all set within a bank, a single bank. So the tagline says, 2 sets of bank robbers, 1 very sticky heist. A man caught in the middle of 2 simultaneous robberies at a bank desperately tries to protect the teller with whom he's secretly in love.
It's kind of
not so secret.
Yeah, and also
they just met.
He also proclaims his love for her at the very end.
That implies that like he's known
her.
about her.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is my first time watching, all your guys' first time watching.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this is was recommended for by Angry Otter Reacts, who is a ever-present member in our chat, was with us every single week. We love him. He's one of our cool-ass yard duties as well. And Trip is very monk-esque. Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. Yeah, because he's like a neurotic sort of hypochondriac-ish Rain Man, you know.
Oh, I thought he was talking about like Buddhist monk.
No, Adrian Monk. Okay. I think that's the guy's name, Adrian Monk.
I don't know.
Tony Shalhoub's character in the USA series. Also, a little bit of Nicolas Cage and Matchstick Men, like obsessive compulsive, obsessed with numbers. But yeah, so this was recommended by Angry Otter, and the reasoning he's given us, he sent us a message here in the chat, because I thought you guys hadn't seen it, and it's one of my favorite comedies. It's got a stellar cast and intricate storyline. I do love the cast. And it is funny. It took me a little bit to get on the level of the comedy, but once it kind of settled in, I thought it was there was a lot of really good moments. So Tyler, this is your first watch. Do you want to give us your initial thoughts on Flypaper?
Well, after I watched the movie, I pretty much had a full-blown existential crisis.
Wow. It almost like you predicted it in the chat.
Yeah. But in all seriousness, I thought this movie was pretty like mid. Like it was definitely a mid movie. The scope wasn't great. Like it was just a really mid movie, which I've always championed for. And
so you're saying that in a complimentary way?
Correct. Yeah.
It was mid compliment.
In parentheses.
Yeah. And so I think the weaker aspects of Flypaper to me was just the overall like twists and turns of the story. I won't say it's predictable, but like when the twist does happen, you're like, of course this would happen. Of course it was this. Of course it was that. Not like saying I could predict it, but the way the twists were executed was very kind of like in like a lot of movies where they have like those like whodunit sort of plots. And yeah, I mean, I was entertained. It was a, you know what? Strangely enough, for Angry Otter, I thought this was a really good Saturday morning movie. I had my breakfast burrito. Yeah, I was all snuggled up in a blanket watching this movie, and it felt very monk like. You said.
Have you watched that show?
No, I mean like monk, like a Buddhist monk. I felt very zen like.
Oh.
It's dual meaning.
Yeah, I thought it was a fine movie. So
you enjoyed yourself this morning watching it before the show?
Correct, yeah. That's how with every movie that we review on the show, I watch it the morning of.
Okay, very nice. Joseph, what's your thoughts?
I had a good time watching it. I liked the premise. It reminded me of Clue.
Yeah.
Single location, kind of like you're trying to figure out what's going on. It was like at first there's just two bank robberies happening at the same time, just coincidentally. And then the story keeps going. And for a good part, I thought Trip was in on it.
Yeah, me too.
And then in the third act of the movie, you get a little bit more insight and hints as to like who is this drum, Visalis drum, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And I'm like, at first I'm like, oh, okay, it's him. He's kind of like the outlier here. He's like the zany guy. He has meds that he's not on. And then a part of me is like, oh no, it's Ashley Judd.
That's what I was thinking most of the time. Yeah,
she's drum. And I was like, because it also, I feel like there's a part in that third act where it kind of leads you to believe that like now she's the one. She's deflecting now.
Yeah, exactly.
And then spoiler alert, we're just gonna jump right to the end here. It's Jeffrey Tambor. And I'm like, I was a little disappointed to be honest, because he didn't have a whole lot of screen time or dialogue much. There was one instance where he's like, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna go to my office, get something really quick.
Yeah.
And that was the one moment that was like the suspicious moment.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, maybe it could have been him. You know, when they're talking about who killed these two guys, who killed Weinstein and
I think it was pretty much Weinstein and the woman.
Yeah, and then the computer guy was the first guy who got killed, right?
No, it was the
guy who played Booster in Jingle All the Way.
Yeah, no, it was the FBI agent was killed first. In the opening.
I guess after that, yeah.
I don't remember if he got killed first or the blonde woman got killed first. I think the blonde woman got killed first.
And overall, like it felt like the comedy of it and the style of like filmmaking. It has like the look of it has a look of like a kind of an indie comedy. But the cast is pretty good. I mean, you got Tim Blake Nelson, Patrick Dempsey, and Ashley Judd. What feels like to me anyway, like pretty, and Jeffrey Tambor.
Yeah.
Like heavier hitters, not necessarily like heavy hitters, but just like people who would cost a dime.
Yeah.
To be on your set. And but the style of it felt very indie, and the story is very contained, like kind of like an indie movie. And the comedy and the aesthetic of it, I feel like it was of the time of 2011. I feel like his comparison might be weird, but like Rock and Rolla is like a offshoot Guy Ritchie movie.
Okay,
it's like not like when you think of Guy Ritchie, you think of like Snatch.
Yeah,
it's
Lock, Stock.
Usually the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah,
and then Rock and Roll is kind of like a budgeted version of those movies.
Is
it? I mean, it's what it feels like.
Is it a musical?
It's not a musical.
Okay, I always thought it was a musical.
It's not a musical.
I've never seen it. Well, now I gotta watch it.
It has a bigger scope.
Oh shit!
It has a bigger scope than this movie, but I feel like they're kind of in the same genre of like era of movies because I think they came out around the same time. But I would agree. I would say that this is a little bit more than mid. I had a good time watching it, and more about the figuring it out. I didn't really like the oh, you're in love with me type thing. I didn't like that part of it. Just kind of like
throwing it in at the end.
Just like no, they're kind of like forcing this weird relationship.
Yeah.
Story wise, but the peanut butter and jelly, they were good. They're entertaining.
Yeah.
And the mystery of it all was entertaining. But overall, yeah, it was slightly above mid. Compliment.
Nice. I think I'm probably right around that same level as you, Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even a little bit warmer on it. The very beginning, as I liked the animated opening sequence. That was a lot of fun. And then once you get Patrick Dempsey interacting with Ashley Judd as the teller with Octavia Spencer right there, I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun. They're kind of like almost catcalling them silently. And they're like, ooh, hot guy coming into the office. And some of like the editing and the ADR and like the pacing of that conversation seemed like they were really rushing through that instead of letting the characters breathe so that you can get to know the characters.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, we're in dangerous territory here. This could be a really bad movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it quickly turned around. Like once it doesn't take very long until the action starts, which I really appreciated. And it's like the heist happens, two separate sets of criminals are coming in, and you're presumed that Patrick Dempsey is the third. And you're like, it just kind of leads you to believe that. You're like, why is he counting like this? He's trying to waste your time. He's waiting for something to come.
Yeah.
The partner's going to smash through the door and hold him up or whatever. So you're kind of left to believe that there's even more action on the horizon and something's going to turn. And he's berating her about, is that in Italy? Oh no, that's Brazil or whatever.
And it's like, is that Chile?
Chile, that's it. Is it Chile? No, it's Brazil. Oh, okay. Well, okay. How long you been married? Or how long you been engaged? And he's like asking all these details, and you're like, what is up with this guy? Is he just fucking with her, or is he like that? And then you realize that he is a neurotic dude who is kind of like House or
it's like a Sherlock.
Yeah. But like autistic or something.
I really did like that they leaned more into Tripp being like this weird dude.
Yeah, I appreciated it.
Yeah.
I think that he's the standout. Like Patrick Dempsey, I've never not liked him in anything, but I've never kind of thought of him as an impressive actor. He always just seems like a charmingly good-looking guy that gets by on good looks and his unoffensive, kind of front that he puts out in movies.
Yeah.
But I really liked him in this. I think the sequence when he gets to the FBI agent, the dead guard, right after the kind of the ATM second explosion doesn't go off, they kind of force him to do the bomb. In that whole sequence when he's trying to reenact everything in his head and he's like blocking everybody out, everybody's got their guns pulled on him and he's really digging in and he's like, well, we'll come over here and this has got the line of sight and everybody's got the guns on him and he just doesn't give two shits about it. I really liked him and I think that was a really nice, all-encompassing, like, this is what the character is about.
Yeah.
Sort of a moment. And then clearly Tim Blake Nelson steals the show comedically as Peanut Butter. He's so funny. He's so funny.
Yeah.
Definitely playing a version of himself from, take whatever Southern accent you can pick out. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yeah, I was going to say Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Or a number of other movies
Buster Scruggs.
he plays the country bumpkin.
Mm-hmm.
I was laughing my ass off when they're trying to get tips from Mekhi Phifer about how to be a better villain.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I don't want to hear about your past heists. You don't need to tell me about that, so I can't squeal on you later if we get caught. And he's like, and fellas, always wear a mask when you're doing a bank robbery. And what's with the tattoos? You need to cover yourself up. These are identifying markers.
Oh, you like them?
Yeah, you like them? Watch this. You can bind me, but it ain't gonna hold.
That was the stupidest.
I'm like,
fucking line.
the way he says that line is like this.
I don't think he got it.
A really impactful and deep message,
Yeah.
like that. Let's do it again. Listen, you could bind me.
It's like, no, I get it.
You can try and bind me, but it ain't gonna hold.
Which that little interaction kind of alludes to like the whole motive for bringing them all there, right? It's like,
yeah, that's true.
It's like, so I can't squeal on you, and that's the reason why they're all there.
Yeah, and specifically, that would be that's their MO, is they're bumbling idiots.
Yeah.
The other thing I really liked about the movie was that, much like John Wick built this sub-universe within the world of the movie that's like, oh, it's the Continental, and you pay with the gold coin, it's a special thing, and there's a secret kind of underground, almost currency of assassins.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. With this one, it's like, you're ranked?
Yeah, you're ranked. I thought that was really
That was
interesting.
great. And they'd hop on the Facebook for bank robbers. And there's not just bank robbers, but also cybersecurity threats and all this kind of stuff. You're like, that's so fun.
Yeah.
So as soon as that popped up, you're like, oh, Ashley Judd's one of the villains. I guarantee it, because it says, oh, she's pretty good for a girl.
Yep.
And then the whole time I'm like, okay, who's Vaselis Drum? Vaselis.
Yeah, once
Drum.
you get the name. Yeah.
Yeah, well, who's Vaselis Drum now? And someone's got to be this guy. And I was also disappointed with the Jeffrey Tambor pick.
Yeah.
He didn't, and Tambor's got it. Like, he's got a menacing, villainous way about him, so he could do it. But when the turn happened, none of that showed. It wasn't like all of a sudden his villainy show pulled out, and now you're just like, oh yeah, he's super menacing. Who's hiding in it right below the surface. He's just the same kind of quiet, mopey dope.
Yeah.
And he gets taken down in a stupid way too. For a guy who meticulously crafts all of his hits.
He's just like, $1 million?
Yeah, how about $2 million? Yeah, and then everybody just lights him up.
Yeah, it's like,
which was another funny moment. It's like all of a sudden everybody has guns somehow. Like everybody's got a gun.
Yeah, it was when the security guard gets one, and then when they're in the vault, and I'm like, "Where do you get that gun?" And then they're on the table.
Yeah, they're just on the table.
Yeah.
So ultimately, I really had a lot of fun with this. It was a fun, cute movie. It was like, notes of Ocean's 11, notes of Logan Lucky, and I feel like if you liked this humor and you want it cranked up a little bit, the recent Amazon release written by Macon Blair Brothers, starring Josh Brolin and Peter Dinklage, has a lot of notes of this, but kind of cranked up, like the intensity of it cranked up a lot. So I think that with the score, kind of leaning into the noir aspect of the story and the double cross nature of everything, it was a lot of like staccato violin plucking and xylophone music.
It reminded me of like old like spy music.
Yeah, it kind of felt like that was what he wanted to go, but it was so overtly goofy in times, especially with peanut butter and jelly characters.
Yeah.
That it's almost like it didn't quite nail either one of the tones 100%. So for that, it didn't work, but it worked more than it didn't work for me. So I still had a lot of good time. It was a good recommendation. Otter, because I never would have went and seeked this one out.
I've never even heard of it.
Me neither. Yeah, it was like, I mean, Patrick Dempsey. I've said my thoughts on him, and Ashley Judd is always fine, also, but never great in my opinion. So.
Yeah, it's a very, you could say, middle of the road.
They had a decent name drop for the movie. Like, no, don't go in there. It's Flypaper.
Yeah. The money's just, the heist is just a Flypaper.
Yeah.
So
I thought, I swear to God, I didn't hear Flypaper. I heard flat paper.
Flat paper?
I heard flat paper.
Flat paper?
Yeah, flat. They just said, it's just flat paper. And I was like, oh.
That's weird. They had the opportunity to say Flypaper, and they said flat paper.
Why would they say flat paper?
I don't know. That's just what I heard.
Interesting.
They didn't really accentuate the fly in Flypaper.
Yeah. So for that, you had to lower it down a half star.
They had a good opportunity to use the name of the movie in the movie.
The title drop, it was botched.
But the delivery of the line was flat?
Yeah.
Literally?
Angry Otter mentions the robbing of the Jiffy Lube. I loved that.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, yeah, we're international. We did an international job. We knocked off a Jiffy Lube in Ontario. It's like, okay, technically you're right.
And then the follow-up to that conversation is, well, they got caught because their car broke down. It's like, so you robbed a Jiffy Lube, but your car broke down? You were at the Jiffy Lube.
I know. The irony of that situation is not lost on us, believe me. That was really funny.
That actor who plays Jelly, he coincidentally was in Identity. He played the main insane guy.
Oh yeah, you're right. He did.
He was also in not Hard Candy.
Constantine.
The Devil's Candy.
Yeah, Constantine. He was the priest,
right?
Priest that drinks himself to death.
There was a couple shots in this movie where I was like, is that Kyle Gass?
Yeah.
But no, it's not Kyle Gass.
I think isn't he the guy who gets eaten by a Spinosaurus in Jurassic Park 3? He looks like that guy.
I don't know.
I should have
know.
looked that up. Dang, I was thinking of that when I saw him.
I don't know. I didn't expect some of the brutal deaths in this. Like Mekhi Phifer specifically, when he's like going up there, he separates from everybody else and he gets blown away by the tank, and he's on fire, falls through the vents.
Yeah.
Everyone's just looking at this burning body.
Yeah.
I thought that was gonna be a fake body. I thought he was behind all of it.
Oh, okay.
Mekhi Phifer?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I guess not.
Unrelated to Michelle Pfeiffer.
I feel like it was the concept of this one particular security flaw in a bank's security system. Like we have a 2-minute window where the alarm's not going to work or whatever, and multiple bands of villains trying to capitalize on it at one time. I thought that was a great idea. And also the insider selling that information to multiple people is a great idea.
Yeah.
But he didn't actually do that. He sold it to one person.
He sold it to like an unknown.
And his Vicelis drum set the rest of it up.
Yeah.
But it's like, I feel like that, just those little two bits together, like the overarching story and then the bit about the tech guy selling that weak point of the security to like a bunch of different people would be a really interesting way to make a murderer's row type of movie with like smoking aces. Everybody gets the hit on Jeremy Piven at the same time. There could be, I think that the same concept could be taken and cranked up a little bit and polished to a point where it's a really, I don't know, like a really exciting movie.
Yeah, and I also like how they solved, like, I like how Patrick Dempsey's character, like, the way he goes about solving the whodunit plot too, because he's not a genius. He's just hyper aware of details, which is explained why he likes coins. He's like, I like the weight of coins in my pants. I like counting them.
I like the way they feel in my pocket.
Yeah. And so him being neurotic throughout the whole movie, like, doesn't feel forced at all. And I'm super glad that the movie was committed to him not being a part of the heist. He was just some guy that just
But he was a villain. Wasn't he ranked also?
No.
Oh, but he was talking about how we can turn jobs together as to Ashley Judd. Was that just because now he wants to be in that world?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I missed something because he all of a sudden was like, how about this? We go in together.
Yeah. No, he got that high of the heist, and now he's gonna chase it.
I mean, he was dressed like a villain.
He's wearing sunglasses in a bank.
Sunglasses and all black with a black leather jacket in a bank.
He looked like a. See, it's interesting because I wonder now, like, if maybe he shouldn't take his meds to be a better bank robber, because of how meticulous, how neurotic he is with details. Like, the meds keep that attitude at bay, so maybe he should just get rid of the pills so he can become this neurotic bank robber.
He could be the technology guy or like the behind the scenes detail guy.
Yeah. He could like be
For
like
her.
watching like in the Batman where Catwoman has those contact cameras, and then you can just watch that.
Apparently, the alias of Gordon, played by Jeffrey Tambor, is Vicelis Drum. The word tambor in Spanish means drum.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Hey.
Perfect.
There's not a whole lot of trivia on this movie. That was like the most interesting bit.
Well,
other than the medicine that the Depakine that Trip is supposed to take, it's a mood stabilizer, which implies that he might suffer from bipolar disorder.
Brianna said she had to give her mom that when she was in her late stages of her battle with cancer.
Oh, really?
Because it was also like a relaxant, kind of calm your mind or whatever.
Interesting.
Oh, that makes sense.
The budget for the movie was $8 million, and it made $1,098.
Oh my god!
It was released to 2 theaters.
Oh no!
With no advertising.
That's
why I never heard of it.
Yeah, it's a shame too, because I feel like it could probably.
It's not a bad movie.
No, I feel like it could find the right audience, and also, I just feel like if it was just a little bit more polished, it could be kind of in that running of like an Ocean's 11 type movie, but much tighter, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Joseph. It does seem like an indie comedy movie because it's very small scale, and
yeah,
and that's not even saying it's a bad thing.
No.
But it's just
a different type of movie.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes audience score 42%.
Wow.
Critics score 15%.
Oh my god,
it's not that bad.
No,
come on, it's not that bad.
It really isn't that bad.
where's that drop?
It's somewhere in the ether. Let's see. Is there any reviews?
Oh my god.
Are there any? There's only ratings. There's no.
Go to the best one and then go to the worst one.
There's no.
I only have 2 of my friends
Here we
have logged this on Letterboxd. One is Paul from the Countdown Movie Podcast. Good dude. Really tough on movies. Gave it 1 star.
Oh.
Oof.
And then my friend Drake, who I don't know in real life, he's just a
You're friends with Drake?
Yeah. Yeah. Who I don't know in real life. We just follow each other on Letterboxd. His favorite films are The Passenger, Silence of the Lambs, It, and Split. At least was
It's the original?
No, the Andy Muschietti one.
Oh.
Those are his listed on his favorite films, his top 4. And he gave it 4 stars.
Out of 5.
Out of 5, yeah.
Okay.
I'd say this is a 3-star movie for me. 3-star with a heart.
3 star and a like. Okay.
Yeah, 3-star and a heart.
I would agree with that as well.
One of the best reviewed reviews of this movie on IMDb. There's quite a few 10 out of 10s for this movie. An absolute delight. Listen to the dialogue. Peanut butter and jelly. Tricky film. Lovely little gem. These are all the titles of these reviews.
Okay.
Brilliant, all-in-one entertainer. This one, an absolute delight from 2018. It's hard to think of caper films any better than this. Is it a 10 in the context of Gone with the Wind or Chinatown? Of course not. But as a representative of its genre it's first rate. It's a mystery thriller action film and perhaps above all a comedy. I loved every minute of it.
I think the right person is gonna. I mean, Angry Otter says this is one of his favorite comedies.
Yeah.
Otter, what other some of your like top comedies? I'd put Some Like It Hot, Tropic Thunder. Ooh, what other good comedies are there?
Like classic comedies?
Oh yeah, Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah,
those are like top tier for me.
Wayne's World.
Wayne's World is pretty good. Yeah,
I really enjoy Old School. So that's a
Old School's fun. Yeah,
it's a funny movie. Anchorman, Step Brothers.
I would never put any
version.
of those near the top of like best comedies for me, but those are all respectable. I think.
Rat Race.
Oh, Rat Race.
Anybody?
That is a movie I haven't heard in a long time.
1 out of 10 review on IMDb. What a remarkably dumb movie. Nothing remotely believable or likable with this disaster. I couldn't get past the first 10 minutes. Just stupid Americaca gun culture nonsense. I wasted 10 minutes of my life. Don't do the same.
Wait, 10 minutes?
What the hell does that even mean?
Americaca gun culture nonsense.
Otter says other favorite comedies: Under the Rainbow, Game Night, Overboard, and Clue.
And then he just replied Schindler's List as well. I don't know if that's a comedy, Angry Otter, but
Passengers. That's not a wait.
No, we're talking about the top 4 of that guy, Drake.
Oh, okay.
His top 4. He says Passengers with Chris Pratt. Haven't seen that one. The other one is The Passenger with Colin Gallner.
That one's great.
I think my favorite. I wouldn't say it's my favorite comedy, but it's my favorite comedy movie. Like intro was The Other Guys, where it shows Samuel Jackson and The Rock.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that one. I was thinking of Nice Guys. Yeah.
Oh, The Nice Guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what it's called?
No, you got it.
Oh, okay.
There is The Other Guys, and there's The Nice Guys. Both cop movies.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a good 4.5.
Super Troopers.
Super Troopers is good.
Yeah.
Tropic Thunder.
Scary Movie.
That's in my That's in my.
You don't like Scary Movie?
It's fine.
Scary Movie 2.
What I found really hilarious about this movie too, and there was no questioning from the cops at all about like the dead bodies. It was just immediate news interviews.
You're free to go,
and they're just like, "Yep, have a nice day."
Well, this nightmare is over. Let me help you carry your money your presents to the car.
Yeah, I found that really funny too, and I think that was done on purpose. Like the lack of investigation from law enforcement about this, like really,
they're like, that's going to drive the budget up.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think that was deliberate because of the budget, and also just because this movie is a comedy. So
yeah,
I found a review, 4.5 star with a heart review from a reviewer named Magnolia on Letterboxd. It sounds like Tyler wrote it. I'm a lover of heist movies of all kinds. We all know this. Patrick Dempsey is a sexy, manic guy is the best thing ever. 3 praying hands emoji. Praise be. Bless up. He was so baby girl in this.
What? It does kind of sound
was
like
this written in the last year?
Let me see when this was written. This was reviewed.
If you know me.
April of 2024, yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Praise be.
Praise be.
Baby girl.
God bless.
He was so baby girl. Another 4.5 star review.
What that means.
I demand a peanut butter and jelly spin-off. They were so wholesome and truly brought a smile to my face every scene they were in. Audibly gasped when I thought that jelly died. I would have rioted if peanut butter was without his jelly. Overall, the film was a sleigh because it combined mystery, heist, and comedy into one.
A sleigh.
This is from Angelo. And Angelo's top 4 is Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown from 1988, Tenebrae, Theater Camp, woof, And Clue.
Oh,
go figure.
There's a common thread here.
I agree with Angelo on this, though. There needs to be a peanut butter and jelly spinoff because those were some charismatic characters.
They were good.
I would love to see the hijinks that they pull in their personal lives with the money. They got away with the money.
We should get a prequel.
Or a prequel.
That leads up to this moment.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Did you guys, have you guys seen Bullet Train?
Yes.
Is that one with Brad Pitt?
Yes.
Yeah. In that one, Aaron Taylor Johnson and what's the other actor's name? Brian Tyree Henry.
Yeah.
They're like a duo of villains, and they have a
duo of criminals.
They have a matching set of names. It's Tangerine and Lemon are their two names, and they're like, they say they're brothers. And there's a moment in there where one of the characters may or may not have died, and it is sad.
Yeah,
when you're like, oh, their partner is, it's an effective way to get emotion from two characters, to pair them up and give them a matching name.
Yeah, when I thought Jelly got killed execution style, I was like, holy shit, this movie is really turning into a dark turn.
Yeah.
And he just lost his ear, and then it's all fun and games again.
And then he became more popular than ever and won the election.
Yeah.
That's how it works these days.
Yep.
I was ready to go into my People's Democratic Republic of China shill phase.
Oh.
Dear leader, we thank you for Flypaper from 2011. And we thank you for our most glorious leader, Donald Trump, who will be taking office as a dictator in the next few days.
Crazy, we're about to live in a fascist state.
We bring the boom!
There we go. We're here.
Do you guys think we'll be in the same military unit?
The military zoned.
Like,
I don't know.
I hope so.
I hope I'm on like district like 2 or 3 or something like that.
Yeah, I'll probably be the first one to get killed.
Tyler thinks,
and it won't even be by the government either. I'll like trip and fall.
Tyler thinks that he'd be district 11 or district 12, but in reality, you'd be warm in the Miner Manor.
Did you finish your? This is going away from the movie now, but did you get your Hunger Games?
No, we haven't continued. We're waiting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
what are you waiting for?
The right moment.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like I don't want to watch one without Brianna, and Brianna doesn't want me to watch it unless I'm ready. Because she's like,
unless you're ready.
Yeah, like if I get like I've had a really long stretch of long days at work for like the last 3 weeks.
Oh, brother.
It's been maybe more, probably closer to a month now. It's been a very trying time at work. So when I get home, if I'm emotionally checked out and I'm like, I don't want to focus on anything that I don't really want to spend like any more emotional energy on a movie. So I'm going to put something on light lifting, like Crawl Space. Or I'm just going to play Minecraft for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Welcome to Ultra Hell.
Yeah. So, there's got to be the right time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The one thing I wanted to also mention is I thought it was really fun, the monologue about the Jewish bank robber.
Oh, Weinstein was awesome.
The character. Yeah.
He was badass. I would like to see a solo movie of him.
I thought it was Ted Raimi the whole time. I was like, man, Ted Raimi's taller than I thought.
He looked buff.
You know who Ted Raimi is, Tyler?
I don't.
He's Sam Raimi's brother.
Okay.
He's an actor. In the Spider-Man movies, the one with what's his name?
The one that
Tobey Maguire.
made by Sam Raimi.
Yeah, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. He's J. Jonah Jameson's like sidekick who keeps coming in and like, we need a picture for the front page. He keeps popping in and he's like, get out. That's Ted Raimi.
Oh, okay.
He's in a ton of stuff. He's small parts in a lot of things.
In Sam Raimi productions.
Almost all Sam
Kind of like
movies.
James Gunn's brother.
Yeah.
Sean Gunn.
Sean Gunn. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But Sean Gunn also had his own standalone career. He was in Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
Directed by James Gunn.
That would have been an interesting twist. Gilmore Girls.
Let's see if James Gunn has been in Gilmore Girls.
That's my wife.
Oh man,
I have not much else to say about the movie.
No, and then the reveal happens of Jeffrey Tambor being Vasilis Drum, and they shoot him dead. He dies.
Yeah, I mean, it's
then they all kind of get away for the most part. Not everybody who lived.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
There's a lot of deaths in this movie. That's kind of just.
But she was planning on robbing the place anyway, Ashley Judd, right?
Yeah, but she was already on her way out. Like she had the money like in the
box for the
wedding
gift box.
Yeah, the gift boxes. So like she was already like she pretty much already was done.
She had just got that job, right? At the bank, or has she been working there for a while?
I don't know if it's a
She's new.
Oh, okay.
Faked the fiance, but he knew it the whole time or something, right?
Well,
yeah,
he figured
he knew
it out
from the context clues of her fakakta like cubicle she was working in.
Yeah,
and the robberies happening at the same time really threw a wrench into her plan.
Yeah.
What a coincidence, huh?
I know.
I thought that until it's revealed, I thought they were all asked to be there to be caught by the law.
Oh, to get them out of the market or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Angry Otter says, Tyler, it's okay. Greenland's this nice this time of year. Talking about you getting shipped off in the Trump army.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah.
And he says also, fun fact: Gilmore Girls is set on the same set as Dukes of Hazzard.
Is that right?
They shoot on the same set.
That's interesting.
I feel like I should have known that. I used to watch Gilmore Girls religiously.
And Dukes of Hazzard.
Dukes of Hazzard.
That show's good. Got good writing. Gilmore
Dukes
Girls.
of Hazzard. Oh
yeah. Yeah, Daisy Dukes. Am I right?
Dude.
Coined a whole new name for
Boss
a type
Hog.
of shorts.
Yeah. I do like Daisy Dukes when I'm doing yard work.
Tyler, do you want to give Flypaper a grade?
Oh yeah. I will give it a solid B. Like I don't see myself seeking this movie out on my own accord, but like if I'm like on Pluto TV or something and it just happens to be on, like I'll stop on by and take a hangout session with Flypaper and be happy with it. But other than that, yeah, it's just it's a
a mid grade is a C, right?
I understand that.
It is definitely a mid movie.
And I couldn't agree anymore, Tyler. It is a seriously middle of the line entertaining movie. Just it was a chef's kiss to the definition of a mid movie.
Okay.
B,
middle of the road B.
It's like a dish with like just enough salt.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, Joseph, what did you give Flypaper?
So you stuck with your B, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I was gonna give it a B. It's angled towards a B plus. And I don't know. I don't really see myself revisiting it. It's kind of an out there movie considering the budget and what its return was, and it's how nobody
watched it.
Nobody has ever heard of it.
Yeah.
Just seems like one of those random movies that like connects with you and you enjoy it, and it's something you just have in your little pocket.
Yeah.
Just to pull out. Have you heard of this movie? No, I've never heard of that movie. It's kind of an interesting concept.
Yeah.
Something unique. Something I don't think you'll have wasted any time watching it. You'll have a mildly good time to a really good time. A big range there.
Yeah.
So yeah, like a B.
B. Okay. I'm gonna give Flypaper. I was like going back and forth between like a C plus and a B minus, but I enjoyed it ultimately. So I'm gonna go B minus. Fun, not super polished, and the low budget is kind of shows. Feels like they rushed through some of the final production and maybe could have done another pass with some ADR, some second pass with editing or whatever. But and I feel like Jeffrey Tambor really was his heart was not in this project.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he didn't have a whole lot in the movie, like throughout the whole movie. Didn't seem like he had a whole lot of involvement anyway.
Yeah, it's almost like they picked the character that you have the least amount of interaction with and said he's the guy.
Yeah,
yeah.
So isn't this crazy?
And that woman who dies, the quote unquote hot woman.
Yeah,
she doesn't even have any lines.
I don't think so.
No, she did, but she's didn't speak English. She said no English.
I don't
to
even
the security.
Oh, you're right. She was trying to rebuff his advances.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't even remember her from that time, like from I guess the beginning of the movie.
I don't think she was really focused on in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, I was like, this person's dead. I'm like, who's that?
No, she was in the very, very first start of the movie. She was
I know, but I didn't. She had such.
She wasn't very memorable.
Insignificant part of the whole thing.
Yeah, she's the Swiss miss. Says Otter.
You quickly forget about her as the plot progresses forward. At least for me.
All right, so that is Flypaper from 2011. Now it's time for the Wheel of Destiny.
1 wheel, 8 slots, 3 hosts. This is the Wheel of Destiny.
All right, Flypaper off the wheel, and I don't have any Patreon picks to replace it with yet. I need to figure out who's going to be next up, and I wanted to talk to you two fellas about. We did like a year and a half ago. We did a Patreon. Actually, it wasn't a Patreon, but it was like a listener pick roundup. We did all our listener picks, like in a bonus episode or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think we should do something similar to knock through some of these because I'm looking at like our list of. I think Dylan is next, and his movie. His movie was Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which was October 18th, 2023 when we did it.
Wow.
Just the format of the wheel has been a fickle mistress to the Patreon members, and we haven't had a lot of them yet.
Yeah.
So we have Dylan, we have Mitch Burns from December 20th of 2023. Jason, he had us do Deep Cover, December 27th, 2023. So we're like a full over a year past all those. And I feel like we owe it to them to like get some Patreon picks through.
Okay.
So I'm not sure how we want to format that, but let's talk offline and figure out how we want to do that. And maybe we'll do like one time around a movie for all three of us, and then we'll just do a bunch of Patreon movies.
Okay. Kind of like what you used to do.
Yeah, it was like. So Joseph and I were talking a little bit about this, and this is in the Inside Baseball about like, should we maybe focus like do seasons, or we like we're all gonna do kung fu movies, or we're all going to do sports movies or something like that. And we can pick, put it out to the Patreon members to vote and say what the Patreon pick is for the group, like a group Patreon pick of, what baseball movie do you guys want to see? And then I'll pick one, you pick one, Joseph picks one, and we do 4 baseball movies in a row.
I pick basketball.
There you go. Perfect. That would be great. Doesn't qualify, but it's your pick. So we talked about doing that possibly. We talked about maybe just doing it as a rotation. Next episode is Tyler's, then the next episode is Joseph's, and then is mine, and then the Patreon pick.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. So we got some possible format changes, and we're already past 5 years. We're coming up on 500 episodes. Episode 500. 500 is very soon. Yeah, that's hefty. So, is it worth doing a format change? Do we want to keep it fresh? Do you want to keep doing the same thing? Maybe we should put it out to the Patreon listeners.
Yeah, make them decide.
We should not review movies. We should review books.
There you go.
Ooh, I would love that.
Do we want to do a video game streaming channel? And it could be Joseph playing Super Meat Boy and me playing Minecraft and Tyler crying in the corner.
Just watching. Yeah.
Tyler's watching summaries of cutscenes of video games on YouTube.
I'm watching people play video games.
Yeah, you're watching someone else watch someone.
You're watching us play video games.
Yeah,
there you go.
I can be the color commentary of the video games you guys play.
Yeah, exactly.
And here right now we have Pete doing a really amazing build on this Minecraft structure. I don't know what he's building right now, but it's
a bold choice, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Yeah, I could do that. The color commentary.
So all those are potentials for the future.
Wait, it is.
Besides that, no video games. That's for the other channel.
Okay.
But yeah, so we'll figure that out, and we'll get some new Patreon picks on the wheel.
MCGC, Middle Class Game Channel.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, the entire should be Patreon since you already reviewed your own picks of the week. Just saying. The entire was
the entire
episode. The entire what should be Patreon since you already reviewed your own picks of the week.
But Tyler already cries in the corner of this channel.
Oh, the entire wheel. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. So basically, like the entire wheel would be all Patreon picks, and then the movies that we talk about are streaming picks. We could do we could do something similar to that, where we do less streaming picks but more involved reviews on them, and we're only doing one at a time.
Less stream picks, but more
time spent on them. Like 2 streaming picks a week max. We spend more time talking about it, so it's a more in-depth review sort of a thing. Yeah, I'm down for all of that. So maybe I'll put a call out to Twitter, Patreon, the Facebook, all that kind of stuff.
Or we just have Angry Otter be the producer then.
Yeah, let's do it.
Can boss us around. Well, apparently I cry in a corner.
I am the law. I remember when we had Jason from Binge, Jason from Binge Movies come on, and he was appalled at the treatment of Tyler. He's like, you put him in a freaking closet. He's not even in the same room as you guys. Disparage him on air.
It's all in good fun and mostly deserving.
And mostly warranted. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to recap what we have on the wheel. We have Falling in Love Like in Movies from Pete. Hell Comes to Frogtown from Pete. Teeth from Tyler. Killing of a Sacred Tear from Tyler. Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 from Joseph.
I forgot about that.
The Town from Joseph. And if it lands on a Patreon pick, we're just going to spin again. Why isn't this movie The Town? So, this is the movie that we're going to watch next week.
The Town. Come on, The Town. The Town.
It's The Town.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Why?
Why isn't this movie The Town?
It is.
Well,
now this movie is The Town.
It is The Town. Hooray!
All right. Once you say why, and then I'll look up where it's at.
Well, it was all based off this drop.
Oh, really?
That.
Why isn't this movie The Town?
I questioned that. I looked deep. Why isn't this movie? Why isn't Flypaper The Town?
It's got a
why isn't any other movie we review
Come and see
The Town?
Come and see.
Why isn't Space Jam The Town?
Well, we can watch it on Hulu this week and find out.
Huzzah! This is a Ben Affleck directed movie.
And stars in it.
Starring Ben Affleck, Jeremy Renner, Casey Affleck? No,
I don't think Casey Affleck's in this one.
No.
Let's see here.
No.
The Town, 2010.
It's the one where they dress as nuns and they rob a bank or something.
Kind of.
Yeah, that's all I remember.
Doug McRae is a longtime thief who, smarter than the rest of his crew, is looking for his chance to exit the game.
Oh, that's right.
When a bank job leads to the group kidnapping an attractive branch manager.
Throw an attractive in there.
He takes on the role of monitoring her, but their burgeoning relationship threatens to unveil the identities of Doug and his crew to the FBI agent who is on their case. Starring Ben Affleck, Casey Affleck, Rebecca Hall, John Hamm, Blake Lively, George Carroll, Pete Postlethwaite, and Titus Welliver, Chris Cooper, Dennis McLaughlin.
Yes. Fun. Streaming on Hulu.
Yeah, cool. I've seen it before. I like it.
I've never seen it. Don't know anything about it. Don't care to know.
Sorry for reading the synopsis.
Yeah.
Don't care to know.
I don't care to know. I'm not going to watch it.
That would be a weird power move. I'm putting it on the wheel. I'm going to make you guys watch it. I'm not.
So what do you guys think?
I'm out.
Huh? Sounds boring. I don't care.
Tell me, because I don't know. All right, we'll do it next week then.
Right on.
Alrighty.
Cool.
Okay, anything else you guys have, fellas?
Goodbye, TikTok.
Goodbye, TikTok.
Most glorious leader. We can't wait for Red. What's it called? Red what?
Red Note.
Red Note will be on my homepage of my phone and my heart next week.
I packed my bags, got my plane ticket, I'm moving to China, as are the rest of us.
Yeah.
To live the rest of our lives under our glorious supreme leader.
Yes. Winnie the Pooh.
Yes.
Yeah, I got a interview for being a helper on a rice field.
They still got DHL out there, I think.
Oh yeah, they do. I think I can transfer.
Easy transfer.
Yeah, exactly. I can't wait to get some General Tso's chicken, like straight from the source, straight from the General himself.
I know. Yeah, straight from the General.
Eat Chinese food every day.
Yeah, it's just called food over there, actually.
Yeah.
All right, so
awesome.
Yeah, there you go. So thank you to our cool ass yard duties over on Patreon. That's Javier, Heather, Steven, Michael, and Chris. And thank you for this movie selection from Michael, from Angry Otter himself. He's in the chat. He's been chatting along with us for the second half and says, just FYI, we love Tyler. He's an integral part of the show.
He didn't say that.
Yes, he did.
He said it. He's right there.
Right there. He did say that.
I know. I was joking.
Oh, okay. Tyler is, as he says on his mom's podcast, The Ugly Truth, the straw that stirs the drink on this podcast.
I don't. I
think you're more the wild card.
Yeah. Or I'm just the narcissistic loser that decided to.
You're the part
start
of
a
you're part of
podcast.
a mixed drink where I'm like, what is that?
Is that Chambord?
I will take that as a compliment.
You're the Malort to my.
Is that Grand Marnier? I don't need it very often, but when I do, it's important.
Oh, what is that?
All right, so until next time. Thank you for everybody joining us on YouTube, and for the audio-only listeners, come on over. It's funner on the video stream. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/MCFC podcast, and send us an email, mcfcpodcast@gmail.com.
And follow us on Instagram at Middle Class Film Class, and leave us a voicemail if you'd like to have your voice heard on the show. That number is 209-283-1716.
Follow us on TikTok, I don't know, Middle Class Film Class, and on Twitter at Podcast MCFC.
And go watch The Town on Hulu next week so you can follow along next week. See you next time.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Dear leader, we thank you for our most glorious leader, Donald Trump.
Class dismissed.
I gotta get out of here.
The bell doesn't dismiss you. I dismiss you.
You're free to go.
See you next week.
See you later. See you later.
That's a wrap.
Great show.